No. As soon as I hit go, it was like, that'll be a fun stop video, fun screen image that's going to show up. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Okay, so this week, say hey if you're here so I can see you, because I'm on a little third-party app, so I don't see who's watching. So say hey and tell me your name, because it also doesn't show me your name. So I'm just going to shuffle as I talk, because I've been really contemplating this. Where do I begin? Do I need to start there? Yes. Okay. So last month I did a medicine journey, and had an incredible ego death. And since then, I kind of feel like I've been flailing, like, who am I? Because it dissolved my ego and I have no reference points. Like, how do I do this? How do I people? How do I, work in this society? And it's just been really, really interesting. And some days have been really fun and some days have been really, really hard. And someone sent me a podcast, and this podcast was talking about, she's a channel, and she is talking about how, up until this point, up until like about 2020, good morning, sunshine. Who said that? Beautiful yellow heart. Up until 2020, we were all kind of on like the same basic timeline, like for centuries, not centuries, decades. Well, a little over a century, probably. That aside. Where it was like, you go to school, you get a job, you start a family, you contribute to society, and that's kind of it. We live by these government rules, these political laws. We live by the banking system. There's some of these like unwritten cultural rules and laws that we've been living by. So up until like 2020, we've been living in this, like, everyone's been on the same basic timeline. 2020 was like the year of clear vision. 2020 is being able to see 2020. And it dissolved all of these potential timelines. And so now there's a possibility for any timeline to really show up for us. There's a potential for like, and what's going to show up is what the majority of people focus on. Also BT dubs, right? Because where your attention goes, energy flows. So if people are like, we're going to have a collapse of the government or the banking system or like whatever, and then that's going to be the one. And all these people are like, we're going to have the solar flares, and it's going to like, disrupt the crust of the Earth's surface, and the poles are going to shift, and the ocean's going to be here where there's land, and where there's ocean was going to be land. There's people believing in that. There's like the whole like apocalypse. There's a lot of people that are believing in and focusing on a lot of different things. And you get to choose. You get to choose what timeline you want to be a part of. Here's the crazy thing. Like, doesn't matter what the majority thinks and feels and is focusing on. What you believe in and what you hold on to. Oh my God, this actually reminds me of my cute little, when I was a dancer, we did this little every day before we started class motto that got us all pumped and ready. And it's the line that's showing up for me right now is, what you see, believe, and hold on to, you achieve. I am a winner. Winners do more than expected before it's expected and better than expected. When my mind sees, believes, and holds on to, it achieves. Oh, bless my dance teacher. What a beautiful, she's like my first like mentor in this world. And she just taught me, you can have whatever you want. You just have to believe it and then do the things to get there. Like but you can have whatever you want. And she also celebrated failure. Oh my God. She would clap if someone fell out of a pirouette or a leap or lost their place in the formation or something. She'd stop and she'd clap. Good job. You were trying something new. Good job. You pushed beyond your limits. Good job. Like, and it was like this beautiful, like, okay, now if you go do that, you fall. Or if you try something new, then you kind of lose the rest of the team. Like, right. So it was like these beautiful life lessons. You didn't know I used to be a dancer. I don't know who's talking, by the way. So if you want me to know who's saying this, just type your name at the edge. But yeah, I've been a dancer my whole life. Yes, my whole life. They have cute little pictures. I'm like trying to find one. I think they're all upstairs. I mean, this little ballerina costume. So whatever timeline we're coming back, whatever timeline you choose to anchor into is the one you will experience, regardless of what the majority of people are living in. This is like the craziest, coolest, it's like the quantum physics level shit. But it's true. And the potential to create your new reality, your new golden age of light and love, or whatever it is that you want to create. And that's actually what I would love you to type in the chat box is, what if you could, you had all the resources, you had all the power in the world. And I'm not talking about like power, like you just had this power within you to create whatever world you wanted to live in. What would it look like? How would you feel? How would everybody interact? What would that look and feel like? So for me, and I'll share mine while you're and feel free to take what feels good for you and add to it or omit. For me, we're still going to have some of this basic technology because this connecting like this is pretty freaking amazing, but it's going to be used for a better reason than just like this petty, the way it's kind of like right now I feel like it's being used to separate people, and people are fighting against each other and like, internet trolls, all that fun stuff. So we're still going to have this amazing technology. I don't believe there's going to be a government system or a banking system. And in my world, everyone fully steps into their magic and offers their medicine to the world. And what I mean by that, I talk about this in my Sharecast yesterday, and I'm still on it. So here we are today. But your magic, what I mean by magic is your special gifts, the way you connect to self, to source, the way you feel, think, hear, know, see, taste, touch, all of those, and whatever extrasensory ones you have, that's your magic, your special, unique sauce and flavor and spin that you put on everything that comes into you. Because everything that you see, that you receive, that comes into you is filtered through your belief system, your emotions, your patterns, your, all of that. So it's like that's your magic, this special sauce that is you, your unique perspective on this world. That's your magic. Now, your medicine is how you take that magic and offer it into the world. Here you go. This is my weird stuff. Like me and my like feather tappers and my drums and my like weird little ramblings and rants that I like to go on and talking about everyone living happily ever after. Oh my gosh, what a crazy concept, right? So when everyone fully steps into their magic, and then they take their magic and they use it to create their medicine, their offering into the world, whatever it is that lights you up. Oh my God, that thing that you're probably terrified to admit you even like, because it's like kind of one of those like, oh my gosh, it is so not logical. It makes zero sense. But I really, really love this thing so much. And I could just talk about it for hours and lose track of time. That thing that you can totally nerd out about. What is that thing? It's probably your medicine. So when everybody's in their magic, offering their medicine, that is how the world runs, right? Because some people's medicine, they love to grow food. Some people's medicine loves to, provide power. Some people's medicine is they like to provide entertainment. Some people's medicine is they like to invent cool new things for everyone. And when you offer your medicine, that's your currency. But it's not necessarily like a tit for tat medicine. This is, again, my world that I want to live in. Still working out some of the details, but this is why I want to hear what your new world looks like for you. So my medicine is my currency, but it's not tit for tat. So it's not like, oh, hey, I need to pay the light bill, but pay doesn't exist, right, in my world. But just using old world references to kind of explain the new world that I want to live in. I don't have to go to the person that's creating the power and offer them a drum or a feather tapper or a healing session or pull their cards or anything. It's like, I'm just offering my medicine and trusting that it's being received by the people who need it. And then they're going out and sharing their medicine. And then I go in the grocery store and I get to receive somebody else's medicine. And not like I have to work with the grocers and directly pay them. It's just this like everyone is contributing because there's no lack, there's no scarcity, there's no fear, there's no competition, there's no comparison. Everyone is loved and embraced for who they are and celebrated. You love that weird kinky shit? Good on ya. You get after it. I'm going to stay over here and work on my weird kinky shit that I love. And it contributes to the whole as a society. So that's the world. That's the new world I live in. Nobody's telling me what world they want to live in. Ooh, just bumped the table. I feel like my generation was the last generation to buy into that old, tired way of being. The kids coming up behind us broke that old mold, and I applaud them for it. Yeah, I don't know who that is, so I'm not sure what your age is, but I feel like my generation is the one that's breaking it. And it's and my kids like are like straight up like to that. Like there's getting them to school is not a thing. Like we're having to find alternative ways of schooling my kids because they're like, I cannot sit through that, Mom. It like blah, and I don't blame them because I felt horrible in school. I felt like I was the dumbest dummy dum, like seriously. And then I get out of school and realize, oh my God, I'm freaking genius in my zone, in my magic, in my medicine, right? I could list off like all of these books, textbooks, thick that I have studied and researched and underlined and cross-referenced and like I could write a dissertation on these, right? So the last of the Gen X, the few, the proud. Yeah. So I'm in a weird place. I'm considered an Xennial because I'm like on the end of Gen X and the beginning of millennial. So I'm like right there in that middle zone where I'm called an Xennial because I grew up without a phone, but I did get a phone early enough to be one of the first that understood the technology. So yeah, kind of fun. But so tell me, you guys, there's a couple of you on here watching. What is your new world? If you could make a brand new world, no holds barred. There's like no rules here. You get to create the rules. What would your world look like? And before I pull the cards, I really want you to at least like anchor into like an idea of something, even if you haven't typed it out. But I'd love to hear it. This is actually my new favorite question to ask people. We had a friend's birthday party at our house this weekend, and that was like my topic, my favorite question to like whenever there was a lull in conversation. And it was like a party all day, just kind of revolving door open house. So there's a lull in the conversation to be like, okay, you guys, if you could create a new world, what would it look like? You had anything you wanted. It could be anything you wanted. What would it be? There are some really beautiful answers. So no fear. I feel like all of the bad decisions I've made in my life have been motivated by fear, or maybe my courage to face your fears, or maybe more courage to face your fears. Interesting. Yeah, in my world, there is no bad choices. There is no right or wrong. There is no good and bad. There is only experience and like celebrating everyone and their experiences. Like, oh my God, right? There's this story. I've heard it a couple of times, but Aaron and Tony reminded me of it this weekend. There's this man and he had a stable of horses, and there was a storm and his fence fell down and all the horses escaped. And all of his neighbors were like, oh, how unlucky for you. And he goes, maybe. Well, then there was a really bad storm and all the horses came back to find food and shelter, and they brought with them a stallion, a wild stallion. And all the neighbors are like, oh my God, how lucky are you? and he goes, maybe. Then his son goes out to break the stallion and get it so it's rideable. And the stallion bucks him and he falls off and breaks his leg. And all the neighbors are like, oh, how unlucky for you. And he goes, maybe. Well, then a war breaks out in his country and they're drafting all the young eligible men. And his son is not eligible because he's got a broken leg. Oh, how lucky. And he goes, maybe. Like, we really don't know. And like, that's one thing, like really in my world, we understand and live with the laws of nature, right? And like the laws of nature, she receives all. She accepts everything and rejects nothing. She just shifts her own way when she wants. She takes all of our shit, literally. She takes all of our garbage, literally. She allows every human that's born on this planet to live here, including Hitler, by the way. Like, and Jesus. So like there's no like it's all balanced. It's all perfectly balanced. So we when in my world it's like we honor and accept everyone, and because everyone's allowed and given permission and free reign to fully tap into their magic and their medicine, there is no pain. There or not pain. There is no disease. There is no fear. There's no war, conflict, because everyone knows there's enough for everyone. Like there's no scarcity. It's total abundance mindset. So there's no need for power grabbing and food hoarding or money hoarding or anything, because it's like I just know when I show up, if I need something, it'll be provided for me by the universe. And I've actually been playing with this. You guys, I've been playing with this over the last couple of weeks, and it totally works. Like this weekend at the birthday party, there was one person, I was doing kebabs. One person showed up. They were like, oh my God, I love making kebabs. And it's like, come on in, get in on this. And we had the most beautiful conversation, and I didn't have to make all the kebabs. And then another man shows up, and he's like so excited about like cooking meat on the barbecue. And he's like super like, got to make sure that it's the right temperature. So he's going around checking all the meat with the meat thermometer. And it's like, oh my God, I feel so safe. I don't have to worry if my meat is cooked or not. Like, thank you. I feel so safe eating my meat. And then another man showed up, and he sharpened my knives because they were dull. And it's the most dangerous tool in the kitchen is a dull knife. And he was so excited about it. And I was like, get it, man. Sharpen my knives. How amazing is that? Like, just showed up. So, good morning, Lindsay. Good. Oh, so it's Britta and Lindsay. Interesting. It does show me. Interesting that when you reply to each other, I see who's on here. So, okay, appreciation, encouragement for individuality, less emphasis on following societal patterns, more understanding of those who fall on the extreme sides of standardization. Think bell curve. Yes, it is totally a bell curve is normal. It's all normal. Even the ends where it seems a little flat, and yes, I love that. Okay, so I wanted to do a card spread. So once you've had your like, even just like one idea of what because it's like you can flesh it out and expand and expound on this. And I would invite you to strongly encourage you to really sit with this and every day sit with this and anchor into this new world. And this last week, I've been going, oh, wait. In the new world, this is how I act. This is how I respond. This is what I say. This is what I do. And I rephrase. Or I like, oh, okay, I was going to do that. But actually, in the new world, this is how I would show up. So I'm going to do it that way. And I've started already creating my new world. And look, it's already happening for me. I got just last minute, and I wanted to go to this Divine Feminine thing in Salt Lake at the Krishna temple yesterday. But I was like, oh, I don't know, And it was like, oh, wait, hey, last minute, someone couldn't do their workshop. Could you put together a workshop last minute? I was like, I guess I can. So I got to go and experience and also give my medicine. Like I got to receive other people's medicine and share mine. And it was so beautiful. And the people that I met. Okay. So once you have at least one thing of your new world that you can anchor onto, at least just pick one thing. We're going to take a breath and pull. What do we need to know about this new world? What do we need to show about no grow show? Did I write it down? No show grow? No show grow. We'll do it the way I wrote it down here. So what do I need to know about this new world? What do I need to show to prepare myself and get myself into that new world space? And what do I need to grow? The possibilities. Just like, I don't know if you can tell. I'm like, I haven't even had my coffee yet, you guys. I've like, it is still like right here. And I'm just like, fire. Okay, know, show, grow, new world, anchoring in this new world. What do we need to know, show, and grow for the highest good of all involved? No. Come on, my fingers. Show, grow. Okay. No, what do we need to know? Oh my gosh, this is funny. Right? No, yeah. But it totally makes sense. I get it. Okay, wait. I got to find it. This, by the way, if you're ever making an Oracle deck, please number your cards or have them in alphabetical order at least. I love this deck. This is the only complaint I have about this deck is it is hard to find the cards sometimes. Okay, 68. Okay, this is what we need to know to usher in this new world. Take a break. I think that is so funny. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Also, you cannot enter in this new world by acting the same way you do in the old. So it totally makes sense to me that you got to take a break. You got to really sit and assess what in my current life is going to make the cut into this new world that I want to be part of and create, and what isn't. There's a saying that says the definition of I can't. A friend just told me the right word today. Of the definition, I'm just going to say stupidity. The definition of stupidity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. Take a break. Take a break. You can't get to the new world by acting the way you are in this current old world. I'm just already referring this as the old world because I am stepping into the new world. It's okay to take a break and enjoy your creations, to take a moment from your busy schedule, to get off the treadmill of life, to appreciate and acknowledge all that you have already created, achieved, released, or experienced before rushing on to the next thing. Because you're never going to get there. There is no there. There's no like, check, done. I did this life thing. Woo! Like, I had a mentor that's like, I'm not dead yet. I'm not done yet. As long as you're alive, there's still stuff you're going to be going through. So there's no like rush to try to figure it all out. And I'm talking as much to me as anyone because I'm like, oh, I got to figure it all out. I want to figure it all out. You can't. So just rest, enjoy this moment, right? Like that's what I'm trying to really practice is like, oh, the universe provides whatever I need when I'm aligned in this moment. Learning about rest cycles as human design manifester. So who is this? It's definitely a new way to be in the world. Yeah, I'm a projector. So we don't have that sacral energy. Whoo, baby. Yeah, you got to rest. Okay. To be in the moment and enjoy where you are, take a breath and regather your mind, body, and spirit. Recalibrate and appreciate and celebrate. Oh my gosh, how far you've already come. Like look back even just like 2 years ago, post first year out of COVID. Oh, how different. And then look back to 2019. Oh my gosh, how far have you come since then? To decide on what you really want to experience next. Oh, yes, because if you're so busy rushing, you don't really know what you're trying to put out. So you just keep creating more of the rushing. So sit. There's an old Zen cone that says everyone should meditate at least 20 minutes a day. Unless you don't have the time, then you should sit for an hour. Because if you don't have 20 minutes to sit and just like center your body, mind, and spirit together, your priorities need some serious rearranging, and you probably should sit an hour because you got some work to do. And I hate shoulding, but there it is. If you take a moment, you're not going to miss out, right? If it's meant for you, it won't miss you. Perhaps you have just completed a big project, manifested something significant in your life, released an old way of being, or just been burning the candle at both ends. Now is the time to take some. I had one sip of coffee. Now I'm burping. Now is the time to take some time out before rushing on to the next thing. You did it. Enjoy yourself and recalibrate. Go on vacation, book a massage, take long walks in nature, go away for a rejuvenating weekend, or recharge and replenish. Take a break and breathe. Take a break and breathe. So this weekend we have our retreat in Lava Hot Springs. It's a little too late to sign up, but our last one is in September. So if you wanted to put a deposit down and then make some payments from now until September to get that yummy retreat in Lava Hot Springs with the healing water, and then Lava is such a magical town full of so many energy portals. It is a total weekend of rest, rejuvenation, recalibration, fun. Oh my gosh, we have so much fun. Okay, so the show. What do we need to show? Answer the call. It's just like, Walk your talk, walk your talk is what I'm thinking. What is your soul calling you to do? This beautiful image. And if you're not sure, get outside in nature. Right? Seriously, go away, put your phone away, go without your phone or your watch, whatever you have that's connecting you to other things. Go in solitude in nature and just be and listen to the depths of your soul. Let's see what it says. This is what you need to show to bring in the new world, your new world, to anchor in. Your guidance is divinely guided. You are being called to answer the call of your soul, aka your magic. It might be scary. It might not make sense. It very rarely does. That's why it's so scary. And it only hurts to the point you resist it. So go read on this page down below where I have the little image of fear. Faith over fear equals freedom. It only hurts. It's going to hurt, but only to the extent you resist it. It's time to go. 2 minutes. We got to go. So answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Like, it is time to step into your magic. It is time to offer your medicine to the world. Okay. All right. And then what we need to grow. I don't even need to read this one. Don't dim to fit in. This is what you need to grow. Stop trying to be like everyone else, because that's not how the new world is going to be. You are supposed to be you unapologetically. Mic drop. Bam. So no, take a break. You can't create the new world by like spinning your wheels in this old one. What you need to show is like really step into your magic and your medicine, whatever is that deep soul calling. And it's going to feel scary and it's not going to make any logical sense. And you're going to think, if I go after this, people are going to think I'm crazy. That's the thing. That's your medicine. That's your magic. Go for it. Be brave and grow. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Just stop it. You can't. You cannot enter in the new world by trying to keep up with the fucking Kardashians. The world doesn't, the Kardashians are great. Let them be the Kardashians. Don't try to be like them. You're you. What's your magic? What's your medicine? Share that in the world. Okay. I have to go. I love you all so much. Sorry we're cut short today, but we're going to the Leonardo because Sound, Soul, and Magic is at the Leonardo in July and August. You guys, the Leonardo, what? So we're going to do a sound check today. So you can get tickets, Sound, Soul, and Magic. I will drop the link as we're driving in the car to get your tickets for Sound, Soul, and Magic. And if you go to our website, you can see information for the September retreat and make a deposit if you're really wanting to step away and take a break. Okay. I love you all. Have a beautiful day.